Hi, this is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
Woo! You now rocking with One Nation Radio. Welcome to the program. James Boy, Richard Latta, and a couple friends with the show for your wrestling needs. Shopping out the wrestler, the IWC. We gon' tell her how it is. We gon' shoot from the hip. If they putting out trash, we gon' rip from the bits. Make sure that you tweet us and you rate the shows. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Now let's get it on the road. Hey. One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports.
Welcome to One Nation Radio. And now here are your hosts, Rich Latta and James Boyd. And thank you for listening.
SocialSuplex.com. BWB, what's up?
What's good? It's Wale, and this is One Nation Radio. You already know.
Welcome to the January 28th edition of One Nation Live. James, what's going on, man?
Not too much, just still kind of like mixed up in feelings about last night's finish to the Takeover, but great match, all-time great match. Yeah. So thumbs up.
Yeah, we've got the Royal Rumble in a couple hours. We got NXT Takeover last night, a show that built up. And I was getting some messages from some folks that weren't pleased, and then those messages stopped about halfway through the show. So I thought that, yes, I think that both, all the big matches last night definitely delivered. What did you think about Johnny Gargano? This is your guy. You're dressed in Gargano garb, I might say.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing the Johnny Wrestling shirt right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's your guy. Like explain this, James. Like what is the deal? Like what does this match mean for NXT history and everything else?
I mean, okay, so off the top of my head, I mean, I could obviously be wrong, but in my opinion, I think, it's on the Mount Rushmore of best takeover matches of all time, which is high praise because it's, aside from your WrestleManias, your SummerSlams, your occasional Royal Rumble matches, your PWG Bola stuff, generally speaking, or you have Rev Pro come around here every so often. Like, typically speaking, like those are gonna be like the best matches of the year, best shows of the year, takeover. So, I think given this is almost 4 years fully of the NXT Takeover stuff, and I think now, like after rewatching it again, I think this is the best match. But I think anybody reasonable would agree that even if they don't think this is the best takeover match, this is in the top three, along with the Neville, the Zayn and Nakamura match from Dallas, and the Neville and Zayn match from
Our Evolution.
I can't remember what paper. Our Evolution, yeah, it's like the second one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think especially with the story in it, I think Johnny is a gigantic star for NXT, and who knows if he wins the title? Who knows whatever the situation is? I think one of the most fortuitous things ever is that they didn't move him up to 205 Live. They kept him in NXT, and we'll see where it goes from here. I'm interested to know like the health of Dude, but we'll see where it comes in eventually.
You can
as far as his health, so we might get this feud, the gigantic heated feud, probably the best, most heated feud since probably Owens turned on Zayn. So as far as a heated feud in NXT, so we're into something if his health is right. But
so I'd like to just point out how James called Tommaso Ciampa a dude. Like he won't even dignify that man with even saying his name. So the beef is real, everybody. So
yeah, man. Like, I hate that dude, man. Like, I hate that dude so much. Oh my god.
What up to everybody in the room listening?
It is not even like he's a great wrestler. He's he's obviously a great wrestler. Like he's been in some of the best matches on NXT. He's in one of the best matches in Cruiserweight Classic. But like when you saw the pairing, like the first time I ever saw a DIY match was actually the first time I ever saw Gargano either. Was that Brooklyn? Was that Brooklyn 2?
Yes.
Yeah, Brooklyn 2 against the Revival. I'm like, this match is incredible. And clearly this dude, Johnny Gargano, is like, he has something here. This dude's incredible. I mean, all four of those dudes are incredible. Like, what stuck out to me was Gargano. And then, like, it happens again. They get to Toronto, and you're like, holy shit, they had a better match than even, you know? And, like, in this dude, Johnny Gargano is freaking incredible. Like, I've only seen this dude wrestle twice. Why is this dude so freaking good? So, keep going on, and then I eventually came on late to the, I cherry-picked a lot of the CWC, and I ended up eventually, like, realizing that they had a match, saw their match, like, that's great. Like, they're great. Like, they have great tag team matches, everything else. And DIY, like, after they won the titles, they became one of my all-time favorite tag teams. Like, you give me two matches like that, like, that's incredible. Like, you two for two, like, two, you know, classic matches, I'm on board all the way. And then they keep going, and then, like, you just knew that, like, he's gonna turn on him. He looks like a freaking psychopath. He looks like he murders people. He looks like somebody like that. He looks like the person that murders you in your dreams. So eventually it was gonna happen, and it happened. And it was so much worse than I thought it was even gonna be. So I was like, dude, I hate this dude. Like,
he just looked like he wasn't shit.
Yeah, he looks like a piece of shit. So, like, he turned, like, he basically crossed my favorite, you know, my favorite wrestler at the time, and he also crossed like one of my favorite tag teams all the time. So screw that dude. I hate his guts. I wish them nothing but the worst. But yeah, like, I don't know how much of that, you know, what happened, like, leads to an immediate head or come to blows, but, like, even if it was a situation where he's like, I did this and I'll be back and I'm gonna come and get you, like, I'm gonna shoot my angle like I'm Triple H, and
right.
Come back months from now and get and we get into it. Like, I thought it was a nice touch at the end.
Yeah,
because you can't just have Johnny just lose after, like, having that kind of performance, just lose and then, like, oh yeah, we just gonna go black like that. Like, you at least give him, like, a clear direction to know, like, this is what's next. This is what's in store for him. This is something that pulled him away from the title. Right.
And, you know, before that, we had Aleister Black and Adam Cole in the match. They put together a violent, dangerous match. To me, it was just good. That was to me. It wasn't great or anything, but Adam Cole is almost he's getting on that list of I don't care about myself. So anytime you want to land on two chairs the wrong way, you're a tough guy in my book. And he was, like, bleeding from his hand throughout most of the match, which kind of looked like it affected him a little bit.
Yeah, that dude's a freaking, like, maniac. Like, you know how many different ways that could have went wrong, that spot with the chairs?
Like, Shawn Michaels must have been backstage cringing, like, what the hell is wrong with you?
You know what? I didn't even think about that, but yeah, like, that's exactly what like, caused him to go on a multiple-year hiatus. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Anybody... hold on real quick. Did somebody check on Adam Cole to, like, see how he woke up out of bed, if he felt like he was going to die like Shawn did?
Well, that man has crushed vertebrae and all this shit. We had Shayna Baszler and Ember Moon tear the house down, I think, in a unique match. Definitely, like, a little bit different than you're used to seeing in... you know, with Asuka over the last, like, 18 months of her as champion, like, super athletic, super, you know, everything like that. But this guy, like, I can't believe, like they went out there and put a simple but scary match together like that. And Baszler's so, like, young in her career, I think she's a superstar. Like, Ember Moon is, she went ahead and was, you know, selling and everything. And I think Ember Moon has caught a little bit of heat in our group recently. But when it comes to the matches, I don't think she can be fucked with.
Yeah, like she clearly, there's clearly a disconnect from whatever her TV work is to what happens in the ring. Because in the ring, she's about as, she's par for the course for every, great women's match or great woman that we've had in NXT on Takeover that came before her. Like, she in the ring, she is absolutely acceptable, on standard successor to that title. But when you hear someone like Jeremy, who watches the show, and follows it just like any other of the main roster shows, saying that like she's corny video package, I'm like, it looks like she's just a bad promo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it makes you wonder because, Bayley wasn't a good promo either, but they managed to make it work. This hasn't been working, apparently, so I don't know. But we'll see what happens with her as far as getting sympathy in the weeks to come, because, she sold her ass off in that match. It wasn't, she wasn't like Okada selling for Suzuki, but, she fought and she was in a hole and she fought 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 and she managed to overcome it, and in a way that the layout of that match protects Baszler, because you can say it was a fluke.
Yep.
She get an immediate rematch.
And she destroyed her after the match.
Somebody's gonna look bad on. Sorry.
And she destroyed her after the match.
Yeah, I thought going into this match, either you have Ember, who couldn't never beat Asuka, and then gets the belt because Asuka's not around, looking like a placeholder. If she had lost this, that would look like it would have killed her. And then the other thing I thought, Shayna's so red hot, she'd be losing anybody. This finish, kind of aside from having some double count out or some type of garbage finish, this is the best outcome I could have imagined.
Yeah, I went ahead and gave that one 3 3/4. I thought that was perfectly acceptable from them. We had the Velveteen Dream and Cassius Ohno in a match. What did you think about this one, James? Because I know where I went with it. I gave it a 3 1/4, and I thought there were some miscommunications, but I thought the way the way Velveteen Dream has the crowd in the palm of his hands, as a heel, I don't know if he's going to last too much longer as a babyface, but this guy is incredible. He's a motherfucking superstar in the waiting. He came with the whole deal was based on, hey, I'm going to knock this guy out, called the Knockout Artist. So this man showed up dressed like a boxer. This man showed up with the spray paint on the pants. He had his hair up like he was Muhammad Ali or something. This guy, he just gets it.
Yeah, this match, it's not the fact that he's over to the level he is right now, which means he might be more over than anybody except for 3 people or 2 people in the entire company or promotion brand, whatever you want to call it, development, whatever the hell it is NXT is supposed to be. If he's not already that over because of one match, I think this match dies a death. Because honestly, he does the knockout thing, and I'm watching the match, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's cool, but it's a wrestling match. It's not a last man standing match. He's sitting there, he doesn't cover the dude, and then he's literally jumping around like a geek, and then he gets up and he catches a forearm to the mouth, and he gets laid out. His mouthpiece is not. I'm thinking if he had lost his match, or if this had been somebody else that's not nearly as over to the level that he is on NXT, and they didn't laugh at him, or the crowd goes silent, or the crowd's sitting there what the hell?
Yeah. I think, as Future once said, you do what you want when you're popping. So this guy has, he's built so much goodwill in such a short amount of time. He's got goodwill built up right now, and I think that works for him. And you can say it's fair, it's not fair, whatever, but when people are over, you don't try to figure out why they're over. You just acknowledge that they're over, and you go with what, is working. And Velveteen Dream is definitely working right now. And it will be interesting to see where he ends up next. And in the opener, we had the tag team match with AOP and Fish and O'Reilly. Looks to be AOP's departure from NXT. I don't really see too much of a reason for them to hang around anymore. I thought this was a smartly done match. In the Ember Moon thing, you know me, I'm not a huge fan of body part matches or anything, right? Because to me, they force too much of a suspension of disbelief. Like, if this was a fight, there's no way you're getting on the ground and hobbling around without your opponent absolutely destroying you. Like, you're just covering up way too much,
right,
and everything. It's just too much, right? But the way these guys like dissect, like Fish and O'Reilly and also Shayna Baszler, the way they were doing it, it all like just felt really dangerous, illogical.
Right. Well, generally speaking, if you look at WWE's matches, when it's not like somebody that's has a keen eye or really good at selling, like let's say a Sami Zayn, for example, when you do the body part match, and also it's also something you mentioned, like it's so much easier to sell a believable, where you can actually suspend your disbelief for a wrestling match with somebody working a arm, then a leg. But let's move that to the side. They did a really good job in this match of showing like these two dudes are monsters, and they're monsters, and these dudes have no chance. And the only chance they have is to isolate a body part and go to work. It is basically out of the Bret Hart school of psychology, right? Mm-hmm. But my point about the Sami Zayn thing is, you sell it, but you don't make it to where thing like that's the entirety of the match. It's a part of the match, and also you don't make it to where you have to you follow the typical WWE style, which is a shine, a heat, hope spots, cut off, and then you get a comeback, and then you get a finish. Like, you don't have to, you don't follow those lines. Or if you do, you have to make it to where whoever is supposed to have the advantage, or the person that's selling an injury, is the person that's taking advantage, and then at certain spots when it's time to take over control, you do something that highlights, oh yeah, that keep in the back of your mind, oh yeah, this person is working with a body part that is really injured. So WWE's matches is they try to do both at the same time. It doesn't. Either one has to bat onto the other. You can't. It's hard to do both. So Sami Zayn is really good at being able to do both. But like when you have, for example, the WrestleMania match with Seth and Triple H, where like this dude has got his knee worked over. He might not make it to WrestleMania because of his knee. His knee just blew out his knee again, or get hurt or torn a ligament again. Comes back and he works over the leg, and then like this moron who's supposed to be a genius is jumping all around the stadium, and then like after he lands and falls, he sells the knee being hurt. Just like, hey, smart, you're smart, right? Don't do that. Do something else. So, but whatever. I thought it was really good, and I thought it showcased another side of AOP that you don't really see. Like, you just typically those guys are just gigantic dudes that throw people around and no sell or whatever and look like juggernauts. So it was good to see that like they kind of had that in the arsenal to do as well. And I thought that was a really creative finish. And
I think the AOP they've proven their worth going to battle with just about every tag team that they've come across, and all the matches being good. So AOP is definitely like something to look out for. I would assume that they're going to jump on Monday Night Raw because I don't think them and the Usos like I think they're kind of similar, even though the Usos are a little bit smaller. Like, I think you throw them on Monday Night Raw, you can put them with Roman Reigns, and then
I've been saying this for months. New improved Shield.
So anyway, let's get on to our Royal Rumble preview. That was NXT Takeover Philadelphia. I'm forgetting all these cities. Everyone that was talking about the rain earlier, I had my door open out there. Simon said he still not impressed with the matches he's seen from Cole so far, but those spots were killers though. Referring to Shayna Baszler, he said that's where Rousey would need to be. Dave Finishow said, I can't believe James and I agreed something. Fuck out of here with that 3.25 stars for Dream and Ono. I mean, if you want to say that wasn't 3.25, I mean, fine. But you also enjoyed Jinder Mahal matches, Dave. So I don't.
Wow, insults. He can't defend himself. What a heel. Yeah, I didn't really put a rating on that match. I just remember thinking like it was good. Wasn't great. Wasn't really good either. I just thought it was good. So like 4.25, whatever. I'm not gonna fight you over 4.25 match. Like I'm not
3.25.
Like 3.25 match. Like it was a lot of stuff was off between them two. Like I don't know if it was because like
I can tell you what it was.
Well, hold on. Two things. Like I didn't know whether or not that trying to go too fast or if Ono was blown up. I couldn't tell which one. It seemed like one of the two though.
Right. I think Ono got confused out there. Like that old Tupac. Are you confused? Like I think Ono got confused out there because how often is it that the crowd gets stolen from him at this point of the game? And for him being a babyface, it just, I don't know, there was something that, like, you know, lacked as compared to someone like Aleister Black last month, or a couple months ago, who handled it perfectly, who never got outside of himself. I think Ono did that. Miguel, let me go up top and see what you're talking about.
Yeah, there might be something to that, I think. Yeah.
So, Miguel asked a question. He said, what do you guys think of this? Do you think New Japan Pro Wrestling saw NXT TakeOver and they pulled the trigger on Omega and Cody so they can overshadow NXT? No, and I'll tell you why.
No.
Because New Japan set up, like we all know WWE has had the date of 128 for their pay-per-view and the NXT show for months in stone. So what does New Japan do? They don't run from it. They don't give a fuck about WWE. They run on the same day. Like I guarantee you, New Japan's not worried about WWE at all.
Hey, want to know a little secret? WWE ain't worried about New Japan either because they're in different countries, and like there are very few people that have access to either. And if you do have access to either, like they're only only one of them is really trying to pander to get you. Really, like, granted, New Japan enjoys like because of Jericho, like the North American exposure and everything, and also Kenny, but in Bullet Club in general. But their bread is buttered by their Japanese fan base. The same way that like getting Nakamura was cool for WWE, but like their bread is still buttered by their American fan base. Like that stuff is just what do you call it? It's luxury stuff.
Yeah.
It's frosting on the cake.
Yeah. So Royal Rumble. I guess we can start right with the men's Royal Rumble match. 30 men in it. Announced guys. I can go through the list. We have a lot.
Is it like 19 or 18 people?
I think it's 18 guys announced. There's Elias, Randy Orton, Nakamura, John Cena, Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, Rusev, Aiden English, Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil, The Miz, Ty Dillinger, Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and recently named Roman Reigns. Out of those guys, if you were to pick a winner, I mean, I think there's only a couple of them that you can choose. So, James, who do you have as a winner? And then who do you have as a guy that no one's talking about right now that at least could make a Final Four run?
Okay, like based off that list you just named, I have 5 guys. Like it was Reigns, it was Cena, it was Balor, it was Nakamura, and Orton. Those are the 5 guys I see actually have any possibility of out of those 18 people of actually winning. My pick is Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns' last 4 Royal Rumbles is one of the greatest Royal Rumble runs of all time. So, like to finish second, then win it, to finish third, and then finish second in 4 consecutive Royal Rumbles is a big deal. And the guy's also on his way to his 4th WrestleMania main event. So you kind of think that he's gonna, there's some correlation there.
Yeah, and they're back in Philadelphia, man. If they have Roman Reigns win this Royal Rumble, I think the Twitter is going to go into an absolute explosion. It's going to melt down like normal.
The only thing that could be worse is if Daniel Bryan is in this Rumble and he throws him out in the final two.
Oh my God, bro! I might kick the television in if that happens. Like, fool, you know what? I'm done with this. Fuck this match. Fuck this network, and fuck this TV too. So that's where I would go with it. But I don't know. Like, I think you still have to look at SmackDown because SmackDown typically does well in these Royal Rumbles. The only thing I can say is Raw has the Elimination Chamber. Maybe it's a championship match there instead of a number one contender match. Maybe it's a number one contender match, actually. The winner gets Lesnar. The only thing that would pull me back, and we'll get into this in the handicap segment, say they fuck around and switch the title to Owens and Zayn as the champions, right? Supposedly the rumor was that there was this 5-way that was advertised for Fastlane. So in order to stack...
Right, with Nakamura in it.
Correct, with Nakamura, AJ, and Orton. So to stack the deck against the co-champions, they put them in a fatal 5-way. That's the only thing I can think of, and I don't think I've heard anybody say that. Like, that's the only way that a Raw, if AJ loses the championship, I think a Raw guy wins. But if AJ retains, Nakamura will win.
Okay.
With the Royal Rumble, who do you have in your final four?
Okay, so John Cena, The Undertaker, because Roman Reigns, I'll say Finn Balor or Nakamura. I'll probably say Nakamura.
So I'll go with Roman Reigns, Nakamura, Miz, and I think all that Cena Undertaker business is probably gonna happen a little earlier, personally. But so I'll go with Randy Orton. So
okay. So kind of be like last year when all of the real stars eliminated each other before the Final Four. Kind of,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So who else we got in here? But so I'm gonna pick Nakamura. That's the guy I've been riding with from the jump. So we'll see what happens. Go ahead.
Let's say you're going with what you know. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So
I don't want to pick Roman Reigns. I just want to be right. You know what I mean? Like, my prediction is trying to be right, not what I want. Only give me what I want, but so often. So
let's talk about Dolph Ziggler because it seems like the group got pretty fired up on this Dolph Ziggler for the win stuff, and actually is in the comments with Miguel. He says Ziggler for the win. Ziggler has not been seen since he relinquished the United States Championship, and I don't know if this is a case where this man is about to come in at number 30. Is this man going to come in and clean house, and then all of a sudden he's, championship material again? I don't know, bro. I think they blew it with him so many times. Not just once, not twice, but this guy has been...
Hell, not even 3 times.
Yeah. He's been hotter than the sun several different times, and have they ever given a fuck? No. I can count at least 4 times that man was hotter than the sun.
Okay, let me guess. So I'm gonna go in backwards chronological order, right? So, going into SummerSlam against Dean Ambrose in 2016, right?
Yep.
Okay. 2014 Survivor Series.
Yep.
Him cashing on Del Rio the night after WrestleMania 29.
Yep.
When he aired out on AJ Lee.
Yes.
Okay, I got all 4 of them. All right, there you go.
Yep. So, and if you want to add in him in the Miz, what they did after, you can add that along with the Dean Ambrose stuff. But they ain't never gave a fuck about this dude.
Check this out. Here's another one. Remember that man was going in at the end of 2015 when he won that ladder match with Luke Harper, and one of the best ladder matches of the last singles ladder matches of the last few years.
I thought that was the end of 2014.
You're right. I'm sorry. That ended 14. That was the TLC and then that. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
So let's go to the comments. Simon said, James and I have the same picks, but substitute Orton for Corbin. Then James said, Corbin's a dumpster fire, bro. LOL. James, he said, they know and they don't care. Dan says, if Braun loses the title match, does he enter the Rumble? I mean, I don't have no problem with that.
Hey, man, I'm going to say it like this. Remember the Chappelle Show, the episode of Black Bush, when they started talking about, when him and Mos Def and the Hollow Man started talking about Yellow Cake, and the Hollow Man is portraying Jeb Bush, talking about they just came back from Africa, and that Mos Def, he got some of that Yellow Cake in his special CIA napkin.
Yes.
And then the Hollow Man say, "Don't drop that shit." He said, I got it. He said, "Pray to God you don't drop that shit." You remember that?
Yes.
Look, bro, pray to God Braun Strowman's in the Rumble. Pray to God. Oh my God. You know
they about to ruin him.
Pop will be?
They about to ruin him. Like, if you hear that roar, like you don't think Jesus came back. But Simon also said John Cena, Roman Reigns, Nakamura, and Randy Orton for the Final Four. Reigns and Cena is the final two to the delight of fans in quotations in Philly, and the big dog to win it all. Jesus.
Yeah, bro, that is some real antagonistic booking there,
bruh. I can, yeah. I got a Royal Rumble wrap up coming, so this could be excellent. So, in potential of the song. So let's see how mad I can get. But Women's Royal Rumble, first ever. We have the folks that are named to this one are Naomi, Asuka, Ruby Riott, Natalya, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Carmella, Tamina, Lana, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, Alicia Fox, and Dana Brooke. There seems to be there's just as many women announced as there are men, so they're going to be doing a lot of plugging and playing in both Royal Rumbles, but this one even a bit more, because it seems like either we're going to get a bunch of NXT folks or we're going to get a bunch of returning legends. Maybe we get 6 and 6, who knows? But
well, from what I heard or read from one of the places, it was going to be nine NXTers and 3 legends or whatever, 3 surprises that were NXT. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. How many women do you think are legitimate that could win it?
I think you got to go with Asuka. You go with Nia Jax. You go with maybe Sasha. Aside from those 3, and then if there's a surprise like a Ronda Rousey, obviously you put her. So
would you add Becky or no?
They ain't did Becky right in years, so I wouldn't put her there. But I'm well.
It ain't been years. It's been. Hold on. It ain't been years. It's been a year.
It feels longer. Simon says Ronda ain't coming, folks. She's on set in Colombia. Oh, happy day.
All right. You had like planes don't, travel fast.
Look, she's flying in right now. Oh man. Who do you think is going to be the number 1 and number 2 woman in the match? Because I think that's going to be a novelty in itself. How Bret Hart was the first entrant to the Men's Royal Rumble in 1988.
I'd go with Sasha.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking too. I don't think you could do much better than that. Super ring general, going to figure it out no matter who she's in there with, and she can anchor the whole thing. Even if they want her to go wire to wire, she can do that too, because I don't know if y'all seen Sasha Banks in the gym. I saw a workout video with her and Sheamus. Like, Sheamus was out here blowed up trying to hang with Sasha, and Sheamus is 270 pounds. Don't get it twisted, but Sasha's a goddamn like Bayley also is like freaking nature, like athletically.
Yeah. What I fully expect in this match is for either Sasha or Bayley to come out number 1, preferably Sasha, and then if pray to God this happens, right? But another thing that needs to happen in this is at some point during this match, Sasha needs to screw Bayley, and then he start their feud. They need to do it now. Like, do it live. Given last year with Sasha and Bayley not having the feud that they should have had, with Alexa and Nia not having the feud they should have had, with Naomi and Charlotte should not having the feud they should have had. We're gonna have to get one of these things that are just set, that are just there on the table. Like, can they at least take a layup? Can they just take what's given to them, please? Just please. I'm begging you, like, one feud to where, like, it's two women and they're fighting over something that's not the belt, or for this month, because, like, Charlotte and Alexa have to lord over everyone. Like, please. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not really saying it, like, to be, like, really down on the two women's champions. It's just, like, I'm sure, just like you are, just like I am, that you are tired, too, of 5 women being thrown into every single feud. No story development. Every single week, it is 3 people versus 3 people, 3 newcomers versus 3 other people that are established, and they're just fighting, even though, like, they don't care about the heel-face dynamics. It's just we are the establishment, and we're going to team up together, heel-face dynamic, be damned against this new heel faction. And you look at it now, looking back, is it not clear to us now that they only brought these 2 factions up just so they can have more women that are established on the mainstream on WWE television for the Rumble?
Yep.
Now, it wasn't actually to get people over or to actually shoot an angle or make them real heels or whatever else. It was to bring them in, shine them up for, I don't know,
3 weeks.
Shine for a month, and were they even shine for a month, Rich?
No. They were regulars after 3 weeks, I would say.
Yeah, give them 3 weeks and then 50-50 them to death, like that, and make them just like anybody else.
Yeah, and I think, and I hope after the Royal Rumble comes and goes that they actually have room for both of these squads, because if they don't, it really is sad that they kind of essentially pimp this out for a PR move. It would feel like, and you know, Dan Kaufman said Naomi because of her entrance. That also is a good idea. If you go her number 1, Sasha number 2. Simon said, I told y'all that months ago.
Yeah, I don't remember. Simon told me a lot of stuff.
Yeah. look, man. Look, Simon, you got the vision then, man.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And man, that man's thinking is what's better than 2020? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
he's omnipotent. He's omniscient. He's a true visionary and a scholar and a gentleman and all that.
Follow at SGC Speaks.
Yeah. See how I be putting you over, Simon? See?
You know?
See?
Roll with the winners.
If people say that I don't like anything or anyone, apparently. So
let's talk about the WWE Universal Championship match. Speaking of shit we don't like.
Wait, real quick before we get into that.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't do picks. Yeah.
Hold on, real quick. Does the Women's Rumble have to be better than the Men's Rumble for this to work this year?
Yes.
In particular?
Yes. Because the Men's Rumble always gets hated. It's in such a negative place. I think the Women's this is going to be a yearly thing. Will be the one where we see the true creativity. We see something that people may get angry about this, but it won't carry the weight of the Men's Royal Rumble match. Obviously, because the Men's Royal Rumble match is inherently baked into the main event or the world title for the men at WrestleMania. So this can be a little bit different type of thing, I feel like. But it's good to see a new tradition start, and I think it does need to come through in a big way.
Yeah, I was telling you off air that apparently, like, a lot of the women, or none of the women had matches at the house shows over the weekend because they're because you would assume that, like, similar to the NXT Takeover matches with women, they basically practiced whatever they were doing and went through it or run through. So beyond just a walkthrough. So I'm really hoping that it's good. Like, because, you know, that's like 45 minutes at least. So, like, if it's bad, it's gonna be like
it's gonna be a long hour.
And you know. Yeah, and to be fair, like, the Survivor Series match that they had, the Women's Survivor Series match, like, I feel like that was the best Women's Survivor Series match I'd ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So, they, the storytelling's not necessarily there like it should be, and to be fair, neither is the men's right now, but like if they come through the match, like that could get somebody, that could actually get Asuka over if that is the person that they decide that that's who they're going with. It seems like that's the only person that's getting a build for this.
So we got Brock Lesnar, so who's your pick?
Oh, Asuka.
Yep, same here. Asuka throwing all y'all out because no one is ready for Asuka. Always remember that.
Now, do you think she's taking on Alexa at WrestleMania? Do you think she's taking on someone else?
I think Rams might be on to something. I don't know if you heard the SMC podcast. Like, he was pitching a triple threat with Nia Jax, Alexa, and Asuka.
Another triple threat match? We can't get a 2-on-2 match?
You mean a 1-on-1 match?
We can't just get two women that are like fighting for the biggest prize in all of professional wrestling. We can't do that. Nah, that's antiquated. That's not the Hindi streets no more.
Apparently not. I would like Sasha Banks to get the belt back off of Alexa and then run it with Asuka and Sasha. I'm about that. I think the world would be about that. But they got to get.
That made me so happy.
They gotta go ahead and please other things. I guess apparently that's not what they want to do. With Sasha Banks turning heel in this match, yeah, yeah. But Brock Lesnar, Kane, and Braun Strowman are in a Monster Hoss triple threat match. This has been built up so corny. Braun Strowman's been literally murdering guys, doing all types of all the cartoon shit you want to see. Brock Lesnar's just been his regular old boring self, and Kane is Kane at this point. Like, I don't understand how Kane's in a world title match still in 2018. It will never make sense. He's there to take a pin. Sell me on this, James. Like, what the hell? Like, why should we even care about this? Especially if Lesnar's like about to just walk through these dudes to bow down to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania like the West Side Connection.
Hopefully they have a train wreck, a triple threat match for the title that doesn't involve, or a multiple person match for the title that doesn't involve Brock Lesnar being stretchered out. Like, that'd be a change of pace, because they love to have him stretched out with broken ribs or some shit all the time. So you can do that. And also, given what we've seen with Braun Strowman, and he's out here like literally off the leash, like he do what he want, literally out here doing what he wants. Like, hopefully, like they play with the laws of kayfabe, and by that I mean like they do some, like, they've been doing wacky shit with Braun, and it's happened to keep him hot. So like, had his match be all of the smoke and mirrors and crazy stunt technician stuff and fireworks shooting out. Like, you remember the I Quit match between The Rock and Mankind when he took that bump through the speakers and all of a sudden all the
sparks went flying. Yes,
there needs to be some. There needs all the sparks. We need some sparks. We need sparks to go off.
Yes, literal sparks.
Yeah, like, or flame. Like, yeah, flame. Like, we
have Kane in the match.
I don't mean Kane's in flame. No, I don't mean Kane. I mean Braun Strowman's in flame. Like, I need Braun Strowman to be like Kevin Hart and on that one thing. Like, get flame on you niggas. Yeah.
Flame on you niggas. Turn up. I think you're onto something with the fire stuff, but I really like Braun Strowman to produce fire with his bare hands. Like, I would really enjoy that. Like he's Dalcine. Yes,
he's Dalcine,
or he's, he can throw. I think that's the only way that I can be excited about this match is if he throws a literal Hadouken at Brock Lesnar. He burns the rest of Paul Heyman's hair off. He burns Kane's wig off, and he walks away with Kane's mask. I think and burns it. I think that's the only way I can be excited about this match.
Wow. This man's lost his damn mind.
Yes. Fuck this match.
Okay. Quick question, though, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they do a pivot and Braun wins, right?
Yep.
So that means... Does that mean... Oh, my God. You know what I just thought about? If Braun went... Like, so Brance brought this up. So Brance predicted a Braun win, right?
Yep.
So you know what that would mean, right?
I mean, Brock Lesnar gets to enter the Royal Rumble.
No. No.
Oh, Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble?
They do a triple threat match. They basically do like what they should have did at WrestleMania 29 with CM Punk, Rock, and Cena.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Like, I mean, if Braun wins, isn't that a logical place to go?
I think so. Like,
yeah.
I mean, aside throwing the Miz rumor to the side, disregarding that.
I don't know. Like, I feel like
he don't need to be fighting for no mid-card belt.
Who went? Okay, so who stands to gain anything from a Braun Strowman Miz match?
Miz is gonna lose his belt.
Miz is gonna get destroyed.
Correct, and also Braun Strowman will be firmly entrenched. Like, he'll have a secondary championship. Monsters don't really need, especially monsters that are still on the ascent. Like, you don't need them with secondary titles because then they have to lose them, and you have to do like funny shit to get it off of them. I would steer clear of that match.
And there's also this little tiny fat. He's the most over guy in the company, Rich. This makes no sense. This is stupid. God, this makes me so mad.
Yeah, I'm not here for it. The WWE Championship. AJ Styles will be taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Cammy, as they've been named. I think that's just awful. Just disgusting. AJ's. I was sitting with Josh. I think Josh brought this up. He said, only in WWE, and I may be paraphrasing him, so if I get this wrong, I'm sorry, Josh. He's like, only in WWE could a match with AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn come about, and I'm not really, like, into it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of fogged that this whole entire Orton, Nakamura, AJ, Sammy, Owens, Shane, and Daniel Bryan like main event thing has been. Like, everybody is just like this. It's just blah. It's just blah.
Yep. The handicap match makes things weird enough. They have AJ Styles. This is his first championship defense on pay-per-view since he's won the title back. And this is the second.
He didn't win the title back. He saved it.
Yeah, correct. He pulled it out of the a burning fire. He actually defended it against Jinder, so I take that back. This is his second defense.
He pulled it from the ashes out from the ashes like the Phoenix.
And then he took a bunch of non-title losses on TV leading up to this. So I don't know about you, but I don't think you should be beating your champion left and right like that. I didn't see Brock Lesnar doing no jobs on the way to this. So why did AJ Styles have to do that? I don't know.
Well, to be fair, Brock ain't on TV because Brock is a real star.
Yeah.
He's a real draw. So there's that too.
Yeah.
But I do agree with your point. Yeah. And I know it's always been a thing for you that you hate when the champion loses on TV. You hate that.
Yes, so y'all ain't got no other way to set this up. Like, you can't just have a dude walk up there and be like, yo, I want to run it with you. And then, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to interfere in your match, but that champion is still going to find a way to win against whoever he's fighting that day. But he's going to know he has a problem to worry about. Like, why would you continue to beat the WWE champion week after week after week? They did it at least 3 times since the last SmackDown pay-per-view, and I'm fucking tired of it. I can't, book better. Fuck.
Yeah, man. On Tuesday, they made him the biggest dick in the world and the biggest dumbass. He goes out there and he fights Owens, and he slaps on a quick submission on him and he hurts him or whatever. And then he's in a match with Sami Zayn, and the whole time Sami Zayn beats the hell out of him to start the match because AJ's acting like a dick. And then they have their match, and every time they get close, AJ keeps losing track of the match. He's like, let me further hurt this guy that's already on the shelf because good guys love to kill people when they're down, right? So then after the second or third time he attacks Owens after Owens is laid up, this dummy goes to the corner and catches the haluva kick in the corner, which is hey, maybe get in the ring and not go to the corner. It's a the only area where Sami Zayn can really fucking beat you up and hurt you.
And also, he's got caught in the corner with that kick previously. So like, it's like he's not learning anything. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, dumb babyface. You know me, like dumb babyfacery. Like, unless you're Sting, I will not tolerate any dumb babyfacery.
For some reason, I think they did a lot of like dumb shit in TNA with AJ Styles that he had to sell, and he is probably on that all-time dumb babyface list, but we just didn't see it.
Probably.
So if you have info on AJ Styles' TNA run, please let us know. I'm picking AJ Styles to retain, but this is all types of weird. Yeah. I have no expectations for this match. I don't know. I just don't.
Yeah, like they've done, like Vince and them have done a lot of like weird shit this the past year with their most prestigious belt, but their most prestigious title, you know. But I don't think they're gonna go full on get co-champions. The fuck? What?
Boy.
I don't think they're gonna go that route.
You want to go that route? Go there. Never been down this road before. So we got the tag team match. Okay.
Well, hold on. Quick question. Would the co-champions thing be enough of a bad taste in people's mouth to actually turn on Zayn and Owens?
No. People be so happy that Sami Zayn is a quote-unquote WWE champion. I think they get over it.
Okay. I mean, if I wanted to like that would... Okay.
So, Raw Tag Team Championships, Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan versus Cesaro and Sheamus. I think this is going to be Bret Hart and Owen Hart against the Quebecers at the Royal Rumble. Somehow, Seth Rollins' troublesome knee is going to come into play somehow, and Jason Jordan is going to fully snap on this man, and Jason Jordan is going to be able to melt the arena with all the heat that this official turn will generate.
Yeah, could be. There could be a turn there. They could win, and then they disintegrate somehow, some other way. I'm concerned about Jason Jordan's health, though. Like, he's working hurt. Same as Owens. Same as Joe, who's on the shelf right now for who knows how many weeks or whatever else. But
what was Jordan's injury? Do you know?
I don't remember. But like, he's not working. This weekend's house show, they were in a tag match, and he did almost nothing in it. Like, Seth was in it and did almost all the work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're just trying to save him up or if it's like really bad and it's just a game time decision type of thing. Mm-hmm. But I'm kind of worried.
That would suck. Cesaro and Sheamus, they've been around. It seems like these guys have like been around a lot. Like, they're kind of long in the tooth, but it doesn't feel like it. If they get the belts back again, I believe that they are a stabilizing force. Stabilizing doesn't necessarily mean exciting, I think, but what better way?
That means they're reliable.
Right, that means they're reliable, and what better way to reward these guys? And also, Sheamus turned 40 today, so
nice. He has stenosis.
Yes, so I think maybe you give these belts back kind of as a thank you, and then WrestleMania comes, and maybe that's the end of Sheamus. Who knows? But yeah, I don't really have too much more on this because these guys have wrestled against each other a ton of times, and there's not really much left to explore.
Yeah, like you in the prediction thing that we had the new prediction thing that we're doing that Jeremy asked for. Like, I put in the thing like, who do I predict? And like I said earlier, like I'm predicting who I think is going to win. Like, this is the one where I was like, please let it be Rollins and Jordan, because I am sick and tired of Rollins versus either of these dudes. Like, we've seen it. Like, it's enough. Like, Randy Orton and John Cena think that they've wrestled too much. Sasha and Charlotte think they've wrestled too much. Charlotte and Natalya think they've wrestled too much. Like, it's enough. The end. Quit it. Oh, here's another one.
Wrap it up.
Miz and Dolph Ziggler think they wrestled too much. Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston think they wrestled too much.
Oh man, that's where I was about to go next with it. I'm trying to think. I don't know who they made Daniel Bryan fight a ton. I don't remember, but Yeah, the Usos against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And James, I'm just going to tell you a dirty little secret. I can't stand WWE 2 out of 3 falls matches. And I'll tell you why.
Really?
The thing is, in theory, they're great. Like, you're going to get at least 3 full-length matches in one. But we don't normally get that.
I think I know where you're going with this. Go ahead.
I was like, but we don't normally get that. What they do is 2 short falls of like either bullshit or some type of roll-up or whatever that wouldn't actually reflect if they were going one-on-one. So that first fall, it's like they're throwing up bullshit at the rim twice, and then they get to the reel for the third fall. It's like, no, let me see the reel in the first fall. Let me see the reel in the second fall. Do a sweep if you have to. I think Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler did one of those on pay-per-view a couple years ago, and it was actually refreshing because Ziggler swept Cesaro like 2-0. Like, can we see something different and exciting like that?
Yeah, I you're definitely something to it where it looks real early fall for a Survivor Series type of way of people going down in the first 2. Or they love the cop out where the heel is getting overwhelmed. So the heel takes a DQ on the babyface by like beating his ass with a chair.
Yes. And then they pin him.
But I mean, this is what I will say. I'll always remember Battleground. You were there for Battleground 2014.
It was great.
Between 2 out of 3 falls for the tag titles between the Usos and Luke Harper. Yep. So it was great. Notice I didn't say Luke Harper. Notice that, right?
Harper, right? The Harper family.
So like they have a history. They have a track record of doing this and doing it very, very well before. So I think I would say if I was a betting man, like if I was to go on one of these gambling sites and bet for like Meltzer star ratings or whatever, I would bet that this would have the best. This would be my favorite for having the best
star rating. Yeah. Like, I think these guys are gonna work hard to kill themselves because chances are they're not gonna be in a Royal Rumble, and then this is kind of a high profile spot for all of them. All these matches are gonna get time, so I think it'll be pretty good.
Got to.
Yep. Like you can't run from it.
Think about this, right? It's for our show. If one Royal Rumble match is an hour and the other one is an hour, that leaves you 4 matches in 2-hour span. So like that's almost like the NXT presentation, and also like the Survivor Series presentation we got, which is like they did this and all these matches got time and all of them had some of the best, and this was like a very consistent pay-per-view. So like I would be surprised. It could go bad. They could pick Roman. They could have some type of garbage finish for Royal Rumbles, either one of them or both of them. But like, I'd be hard pressed to imagine that this will be a bad pay-per-view. That this will be a thumbs down pay-per-view. I'd be shocked.
Yeah, it's gonna be something to see. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for what we had to preview for you guys.
Wrap it up then.
Yeah, but make sure you guys enter the T-shirt contest. And basically what we're doing here is making sure, or we're running a contest on Social Suplex where we want to buy you a wrestling shirt. All you guys have to do is give us a rating and review on your platform of choice, screenshot it, and email it to jeremy@socialsuplex.com. And what we'll be doing there is drawing a winner out of the raffle. I've seen that there's been some issues on iOS and Apple Podcasts, like where it won't allow you to save the rating. So if you can do it from a desktop, it would be awesome. If you want to still participate in that, just take a picture of it, however you want to do it, send it to Jeremy, and we will get you the wrestling shirt of your choice. We've been doing some awesome numbers lately on the network. It's been a bunch of, like, I believe we just passed 1,500 total downloads for the month. So thank you guys for supporting, and make sure you guys follow along on Anchor as well. Do a lot of stuff between shows, and also the YouTube. You can just type in my name, it'll pop up. Anything to say before we get up out of here, James?
Yeah, man. Tell them about the other place to catch us. Tell them about the tout.
The what? The tout. Yeah, but
like, do you remember the episode like after they canceled Talking Smack and they did Smacking Talk?
Yes.
whatever. And Daniel Bryan was clowning. He was like, "Yeah, catch us on tout." And then like he was like, Renee was like, "There's no tout no more." He was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah,
I was doing that. Catch us on tout.
Look, tout was just the only problem with tout was it was too ahead of his time. Tout can come along right now. They might have been lit. It might have been lit.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Look, remember when Brock Lesnar was quitting the company via tout?
Yeah.
Boy, they tried.
Remember when Vince put money in on tout?
Yes, like $5 million. Look, so I guess we're gonna have to send this. We're gonna put in a talk about the XFL. God damn it!
So tell me, this is another example of Vince doing some shit that ain't professional wrestling and not working in costumes, and he burnt through some bread. So, like, Rich, I'm trying to be objective here. What has Vince done directly related to wrestling that he's ever been a success at?
Directly not related to wrestling?
Yes.
Well,
maybe I'm missing something.
There's WWE move. Nope, that's not it. There's the World Body. Nope, not that one.
Echo Pro.
Nope.
No.
Nope. The X. Nope. Not. No.
What was the bodybuilding league? Didn't that take off?
No, World Bodybuilding Federation. Nope.
No, it didn't take. No. Okay.
Nope. A steroid-free bodybuilding federation. Shocker, that didn't work.
No, jerk. That's such a jerk. Wow.
And also,
what year was that? What year was he doing that?
I think it was like 1992.
Wait, hold up. You mean to tell me that Vince McMahon was trying to run a non-steroid league competition showcase, whatever you want to call it, at the same time that he was getting indicted by the federal government over running a steroid ring?
Vince
Are you
McMahon,
fucking kidding me?
Yes. Vince McMahon gives no fucks. Absolutely amazing.
That's the end of the show. We ain't gonna get no higher than that. We most high.
Yeah.
We the most high.
All the way up. You know. But
flyed in a piece of people. Flyed in a piece of paper bearing our name. Yeah, let's go.
We rolling. We'll holla at y'all. Enjoy the Royal Rumble and look out for the rap review coming. If you didn't hear the Raw 25 one, it was lit. And this one will probably end up better. So we up out of here. Peace.